do like to have a bit of fun with the intros. Down to the serious business, though. Here, Chris, Toston breaking off first rack in this race to 8. It's the loser's side round. It's a must-win for both of these guys, and not a great start, Chris, from Hohmann. It's a scratch.
Yeah, maybe a little too amped up on that one, trying to hit him a little too hard. But I think he's okay here. I mean, just opening nerves, and I'm sure he will get a second chance before the set ends. Right, Mark?
Yeah, Toston had a tough first round, didn't he, up against Josh Filler. He lost 8-3 in that one, and he's sent to the loser side straight away. He then beat Helen Fu 8-4, and then Kurt Dunham 8-5 in the second round of the loser side. And then a good win, 8-2 over Masato Yoshioka in round 3. So he's been through the mill slightly.
Yeah, he's no stranger to tough matches. He plays the elite competition, tournament after tournament, so I don't think he's intimidated at all, which is good. But he definitely has a tough time with Mario He, as does everyone else. So we're going to see if he can pull this one.
Mario He is one of them players, isn't he, who's been threatening so long to have a big win, to go, really large in the sport. He's had 6 Euro Tour wins, Chris, which are notoriously hard to win anyway. But he just can't seem to get that big one.
Yeah, I mean, the competition is so tough, and, it's with every tournament, it's generally the same players, so maybe it's a little bit of the confidence factor, or maybe it's just a little bit of the timing issue of it just hasn't been his time yet, but I think it's about to happen soon because he's been playing at such a high level for so long. Not sure if he got high enough on this 1 to stay for the 6, but I think he's okay. Just use a little bit of right English on this and twist into 1. But he's elevated over the 11 mark, so it might be a little tougher from this position.
He's just going to draw straight out, isn't he? Look, by the looks of it, going low. Nice little stun draw. Overran it slightly, Chris, but now, is that 11 ball going to come into play here, or can he get past it and miss it? Going round 2 rails.
I believe it's going to come into play, but I'm not sure if I would just play to run into it entirely and then play the 8 ball in the side pocket.
Yeah, I mean, if it's in the line of fire, Chris, why not use it, right?
Yeah, it's touchy, but it's almost like you have to guarantee yourself a shot on the 8 ball for sure.
No, he did that, and he's caught it absolutely beautifully, hasn't he? So this is a dream start for the He-Man, the Panda.
The He-Man and the Hitman going at it.
Oh, yes. Just 31 years old, Chris. It seems he's been around forever. No. No, I think he might be 45, Toston. A little bit longer in the tooth is Toston. He's been around the block a few more times than Mario up to now. But Mario also, add to those 6 Euro Tour events, he's also been Australian 8-ball champion 3 times. So he knows his way around the 8-ball. He knows the patterns. Now, I didn't know this, Chris. Now, you probably do because you're a bit of an aficionado. I nearly said that the first time, on pool history and stuff like that, and especially the Mosconi Cup. A lot of people keep calling for Mario to be in the Mosconi Cup on the European team. Now, I never knew this, but he did actually qualify for the Mosconi Cup in 2019, but then failed a drug test because of a high blood pressure pill he was taking. Now, I never knew that. Did you know that fact?
Yeah, I always thought it was weird that they just let that happen and not select him on the next year. I figured that they would have evened it out a little bit, but you know, that's just one of those one of those things where it's just a bad roll, bad luck. You know, I mean, I don't think he did it on purpose. You know.
No. He actually, the medication he was prescribed wasn't working, and whatever the drug was called, he used exactly the same name drug, but it had a plus on it. But apparently that one was a banned one, and he didn't know about it. Family history of high blood pressure. Anyway, it should be fine at the moment because he's 1-0 up and breaking. But no friends at the table. And look at the way they've spread, Chris. They're all around the table, all around the edges.
Yeah, they might have to test him for steroids after this. After that break, he hit that one really hard. But nothing down.
Yeah, pandas not known for their aggressive nature, are they? They're cuddly and cute.
What about
we
Hitman?
do have fun, don't we? Oh, he hits them, man.
He hit that ball pretty square. Let's see here. The 5 is going to be a little weird, but the 2 is as well. I don't like the combo or the carom because the 7 ball will be in a weird spot. I like going 4 and then the 2, just like I think he's doing here. Low left spin with not enough speed to draw it, so he goes around the 7 here. Just like that.
Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. Lovely little touch there from Toston.
And the pattern here should be 7, 1, 5, 3, 8.
So he's calling the lucky lotto numbers there for a second.
No, I already have those. I'm not telling anyone the numbers, though.
Little thought occurred to me, Chris, when I was watching these two warm up this morning. You rarely see a player miss a ball when they're warming up, right? They're just crashing them in all over the place, drawing the cue ball, fizzing it all around the table. And then as soon as the match starts, everything changes. So my question to you is, surely so much of this game is just in the head and it all just changes. When that lag starts, that's the start of the pressure, right?
Yeah, I'd say so. I mean, just like in basketball and the NBA, you see it, you know, all those players don't miss a shot in their warm-ups, and then they get on the court and they have a bad game. So it is what it is, and it's just, you know, whoever handles it the best, in my opinion. As he levels the score at 1-1, Toston to break the next rec.
Yeah, winner breaks format. Good time to go through the format for you guys. If you're new to this particular format, just want to mention our sponsors for this amazing tournament Predator Group: Yalin Billiards, Massey Kamui, Ven Billiards Corporation, Medaya Light, and those crazy rums of Puerto Rico, Samsung TV Plus, and Little Monster. So there's 64 players in this, 16 seeded. It's double elimination down to the last 16. Races to 8 at the moment, and it will go to races to 10 as we reach the last 16.
Yeah, I'm interested to see if Toston will take some speed off the break this time. He hit it a little wild and went off slightly to the left side of the head ball, which made it go towards the side and got kicked into the side. I would take a touch off because Mario hit him really compact, really perfect, and he didn't get anything to break. So maybe, yeah, he's going from the side here now. He's just kind of taking a different approach this time.
See this a lot, don't we? If you're not making a ball, breaking off the middle, it's so dangerous, isn't it? If you don't make a ball, you're leaving them wide open. This one tends to mess the balls up slightly, but having said that, Look at this for a break. And what a chance this is. I like
cue ball
I
there.
like both of them. Solids here or stripes, Chris?
I would personally go stripes. I would play the ball right next to the 10 ball on the side and try to run the cue ball into the 1 ball so I could clear up the 15. And then once you do that, it's all kind of in the open there.
Maybe he just doesn't like the angle he's got on that, Chris, for now. Doesn't want to take that risk. Just wants to establish suits and get himself off and running. Maybe get himself a better angle to do the shot that you were talking about in a couple of shots' time.
Yeah, I can't argue with someone that's run that many balls in straight pool because, you know, his around the stat game and pattern play is obviously better than mine because there's high runs in the straight pool. So I would be interested to learn from what he does this rack for sure. But Mark, I would have liked to leave one of those balls down there just in case I got in trouble up where he's leading now. Just because you kind of put all your eggs in one basket if you don't have a ball near the 8 ball that you can bail you out every now and then. Great shot there.
Worked out perfect, didn't it? Played it at the correct speed. No reason why he shouldn't be out here now, Chris. I think he's run over 400 balls, hasn't he, Chris, in straight pool, Toston Hohmann. Been a world champion at it as well, straight pool.
Yeah, it's definitely a possibility. I know he's run at least 300. 400, I believe he has, but I don't remember 100%. But I wouldn't be surprised. Beautiful out there.
Yeah, takes the lead 2-1. Now we do have plenty of other matches going on for you guys. Darren Appleton being talked about as one of the possible favourites for this, just because he's such a great 8-ball player. Used to play a lot of English 8-ball, of course, before he switched over to American pool. He's 2-1 up against Ruben Bautista at the moment. Dennis Grabet is 2-0 down to Wu Kun Lin. Chang Jun Lin has taken a 1-0 lead over Daniel Guttenberger from Switzerland. Conrad Jusichin 4-2 up over his fellow Pole, Szymon Kural. Mieszko Fortunski, another top player from Poland, in action against Jose Delgado. And it's the Spaniard who's taken the opening rack in that one. And Roman Hebler is up against Jose Diaz. And it's Diaz with a 2-1 lead in that. Now, later on, we do have some more women's action for you. And Kelly Fisher will be in action on this table for that one. That's coming up after this match. But for meanwhile, Toston breaking once again. Probably going to stay from the side again, Chris. Talk us through this one.
Yeah, his cue ball was amazing on the last one. It popped and stayed right there. And he got the head ball in the side pocket, the middle left. Let's see what he does here.
Oh.
And he's hitting that break beautifully. Oh,
what a
my
dream
goodness.
break that
Look at
was.
that. Again?
Quick, bottle it.
I think he'd rather keep it for himself.
Yeah. It's worth a lot of money, that break, if you can keep that going. In this tournament, $75,000 to the winner. And everyone knows you have to be breaking well if you want to win one of these big tournaments. We've seen it over the years, haven't we, Chris? We've, lately, Sanchez Ruiz was arguably the first person to work out the cut break. Then you had Ko Pin Chung, who broke better than anyone on the planet. And now Fedor Gorst is doing exactly the same.
Yeah, that 6 ball might go. If it goes, it would make sense because he's attacking the rest of the balls here. Yeah, if the 6 goes, the big key here is being on the 2 ball, getting the 2 and the 6 out of there once he makes the 7. But a lot of this is just preference here. Looking like the 2 ball is next after this. Just kidding. 6 ball.
Stop fooling around, Chris.
It must pass if he plays shape for it. Barely.
Oh, I
Don't
didn't
wanna
want to
do
clip
that,
that. He's
but
okay.
I think he's all
He's
right.
okay, though.
2 in the side pocket. Come around 2 rails for the 4 on the top right. And then he should be smooth sailing here.
Well, what a great start this is. Now, he must fancy his chances, you know, in this tournament, Toston.
He has a great cue ball. Lots of options with 8 ball. And delivers the cue well. Goes up 3-1 in the race to 8. What are your thoughts so far, Mark?
Well, I completely agree with all what you just said. And there's one other thing, one other attribute, Chris, that he's got, and that's experience. 45 years old. He's been around the block. He's a Hall of Famer. There's nothing really that he hasn't won. He knows the game inside out. I'm sure the man doesn't feel too much pressure anymore. He's enjoying life. He's the pro at Amsterdam Billiards in New York. Of course, he's got a pretty nice life. He's traveling around. He's got a nice, stable relationship. He keeps himself fit. He's got a great diet. He's a super knowledgeable guy. I had a chat with him, though, and there's one thing that might just trip him up, and he doesn't like the 30-second shot clock for 8-ball. And I must say, I agree with him. Darren Appleton's just come out on social media in the last couple of days saying that a 30-second shot clock just isn't enough. And if you're playing 30-second shot clock for 9-ball, I just don't think you can have the same time limit for 8-ball because there's so many more options at 8-ball.
I totally agree as a player's perspective, but from a viewer's perspective, the shot clock is very, very awesome because it makes them get on with it, right?
Oh, 100%, I agree with that. And I wouldn't even mind a 25-second shot clock or something at 9-ball and possibly 10-ball. But I just think, you know, what's another 15 seconds, or even make it 40 seconds? You know, what's another 10 seconds? It's not like going to induce slow play, is it? It just gives the players that little bit extra time so that they're not rushing and playing necessarily the wrong shot, you know? I just think I think there's room for negotiation there.
I totally agree. But if Thorson continues breaking like this, who's going to beat him?
Yeah, if you can't get a shot. Any banana skins here, Chris, or is it all straightforward?
It looks pretty good, but you have to be careful because this is where they get you. You can't let your guard down.
No such thing as an easy shot on a pool table.
Down the right side of the 8 here with a little bit of draw, just like he did. And stun over for the 9. And then the stripe orange It might be a 13.
I'm just wondering, Mario
Yeah, so
He, would he
9-ball
would he
last.
possibly think here, do you think, Mario He, to take a little time out after this if he goes 4-1 down? Toston will be halfway to 8, just maybe to slow him up just a little bit? Is that not viewed upon nicely? Would that kind of be a little bit of gamesmanship? I mean, the timeout's there. If you've got it, use it, right?
Yeah, generally the whole thing is that the sportsmanlike conduct is you have to wait until you're shot or your break to take a break, but I would just let him keep going until his run ends, because I think it's kind of disrespectful to do that on someone else's run unless you really have to go to the bathroom.
Okay, fair comment. But with winner breaks, he might not get another shot.
No, I totally get it. I would just let him go on his run, and then if I win a game, then I would take a break.
Okay.
But I'm too nice. A lot of the players would just take a break and whatever. But I know that if I'm breaking, I don't want my opponent taking a break. I find it disrespectful. But they do it all the time, and it happens to me all the time. So maybe I should just do it next time. Huh, Mark?
Have you got a nickname, Chris? I've just thought of one for you.
No.
If you haven't.
Okay, what is it?
Chris the Courteous. You're
Courteous
too nice.
Chris.
Yeah, Courteous Chris. You're too nice, mate. Winners aren't always necessarily nice. They've got a ruthless streak in them.
Well, that's maybe why I'm commentating now, huh?
I've met your mum, lovely lady, and of course your dad, and I know you're from good stock. I had the pleasure of meeting them. I think it was at Derby City Classic back in 2021 or 2022. 2022 maybe.
No, I think it was at the expo in Vegas.
Ah, was it? Okay. Yes, you're right. The old mine Chris goes
Anyone
when you're
home?
62 years old. Hello.
You'll be there in 15 or 20 years. Don't worry, Mark.
See what I mean? Courteous Chris.
Look at this, though. They don't really have a good opening here. Does the 14-2-11 combo go?
He's looking at it, and if it does, it certainly opens everything up. Looks pretty good to me, Chris. Just not too hard. Give the ball every chance. Yeah, well spotted.
Yeah, I think this gets them out of the woods for now. Has to follow up past the orange 5 to get to the stripe, the orange stripe over there. Then come over for the 9. And then that one right by the side pocket leads to the 15 down the top right. So it's all in here. You just got to be careful with the cue ball and not try to force anything. Just take what the table gives you and just claw back as much as you can if you're the panda here.
He needs to do something about the 15 on the side route. Needs to get good position on that. Probably can do it just off the 12 over the side, can't he? So that will be the next ball, I'm imagining, after the 9. Try and get to the 14, although he's not fallen great on this, is he, Chris?
Yeah, he's a little straight on this, but I think he's okay. He's a little bit of stun follow. Come through. Yeah, just like that. Wanted to hit it so that way he got far enough so that he has a slight angle on this 14 to maybe pop over for the ball on the side. But the 14 is the shot. You don't want that one as your last ball. So he's going to stun over with a little bit of middle left towards the middle of the table here. I don't think he got into it as much as he should have there.
I was just wondering if you might have played this before and just cannoned into the 6 and then taken the 15 along the rail and then the 14. But then I'm not an 8-ball player. It's just a little bit awkward, but you'd expect him to get this, wouldn't you? Maybe the cannon he's going for into the 8-ball, is he?
I'm not sure I would want to do that, just because on an off chance the 8-ball goes in the opposite rail and freezes, or just leaves you no shot. I like using left English and just avoiding the 8, but let's see what he does. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that, but I think he still came away with a shot, Mark. What do you think?
Yeah, I don't think he quite had the angle to get past it, so I thought he went all out to take the bump and just see what he was left with. And now, as you say, he has got a shot into this bottom left-hand corner, and it's one of them, you know, shots you'd expect him to make. But, you know, 4-1 down, a little bit of tension. You never know. Well, what do you think of this? Well, I can't believe it. Perhaps it didn't go past the 2-ball. Looked to me as if it did, though, but obviously not. Wow. What a chance then for Toston.
That is slight overcut there, Mark. So we have to get this 6-ball up to the top right corner somehow. So I think I stun out for the 2. Now he's going to go for the 3. So go for the 3. Maybe he's not. I don't know. Maybe our patterns are a little different here. I would go for the 3 to get that 6-ball out as soon as I could. So that way I can run the rest of the balls without worrying about that 6-ball.
Look at that mind working away.
30 seconds at a time.
He actually played a lot of football, Toston, when he was young, and table tennis and badminton. And at the age of 9, his father took him to a local pool hall, and on his 10th birthday, he got a miniature pool table as a gift. And by 12, Toston and a friend began playing pool at a local pool, and by 16 he'd won his first open adult tournament at just 16 years old. So he's a bit of an all-rounder, is Toston.
Yeah, good pattern here. I don't mind using high left and going for the 6 next. But you got to make sure you hit it.
Look at this. Look at this. And this one will hurt Mario He. And it goes back to what you said, Chris, about that 8-ball, about bumping that 8-ball. You said you wouldn't want to do it. He did it. You never quite know where they're going, do you, when you do that? And it's going to cost him this rack. Danger signs for Mario He. 5-1 it is. Well, if he needed a timeout before, I think he definitely needs one now. And it wouldn't surprise me, Toston's break or not, if he did take a little bit of a break here, because he needs to get his head together. He's come all the way to New Zealand for this huge tournament, and he doesn't want to go out before qualification round, Chris. I mean, that's just a tough pill to swallow, right? Pardon the pun.
Yeah, for sure. But I think it's not the result that he's worried about. I think it's the way he played that he's worried about. When you feel like you don't bring your best game to a match, it weighs on you more than if you lost and you played well.
Totally right. Well, the gentleman that Mario he is, he's doing what you said. He's allowing Toston to carry on. Looking to get to 6. Mario desperately needs this. He needs a scratch or something. Now, Toston started with a scratch, didn't he, on the break? Didn't control the cue ball as good there, but got a friendly little bump, made a ball. Cast your expert eye across this Predator Apex 9-foot table, Chris, and tell us what you see.
I see a wide open table. There's so many options. I would choose solids for sure, though, because of that ball on the rail next below the right-hand pocket. I think it's the 9 ball. Tough to get to, so I would probably go the 7 ball here. Put a good stroke on this, and then the 2 ball most likely, or the 4. Good.
That's interesting.
There.
So you're not clearing the top of the table now, and then coming to do your work down here?
No, I don't know. I feel like I can get on the 8 ball with the 3 or the 1, so that doesn't matter. I can leave those up there. But my problem balls to get to are the 2, the 6, and the 4. So if I had more area to get my cue ball, see how he overran position on the 4 there, but he still has the 3 if he doesn't want the 4. So it's kind of like a safety net.
Yeah, the insurance ball, isn't it? Good point. That's why you're here, Chris.
Yeah, so here I go 3, the 1, and then most likely 6, 4. I just follow 2 rails with the 1 ball to get towards the middle of the table for the 6, but I think he's going to go for the 4 ball and then there's a slide angle to draw back for the 6. No, he went my way. Yeah, that's the way that I thought would be better. It's easier to go from the 4 to the 8 than it is the 6 to the 8.
He's gone for the Frank Sinatra. He's done it your way, Chris.
Don't want to be jacked up here.
Referee keeping a close eye on proceedings. This is awkward, but you'd expect him to make it. Real danger signs now for Mario Heat. But to be honest, he's not really had many chances. It was only that mistake on the 8 ball in the last rack. It's the only thing he's done wrong, really. But he finds himself 6-1 down. Chris Reinhold. Now then, a lot of players, when they're practicing, like to use earpods and headphones and stuff like that. Do you use headphones when you're practicing?
I do, but it's not for the reason you think. When I'm at a pool hall practicing, I wear headphones generally because people will leave me alone and won't ask me questions and all that, and I'm, too nice to not talk to them. So I feel bad if I can hear them and I ignore them. But if I have headphones in, it's a signal that I'm just practicing and trying to focus.
That was exactly what I thought, and it's exactly why I asked the question. Now, my next question then is, are you faking it, or do you actually have some music playing? And if so, what do you listen to when you're practicing?
Oh, it's such a wide variety. No, I do not fake it. I definitely listen to music during. A little bit of everything. I really don't have a music genre that I prefer. Maybe alternative or hip-hop, probably. Rap.
Bit of Eminem. Another good break.
A bit
Any
of
friends?
rappy Wednesday, or you know.
You're down with the kids, aren't you? I forgot that. How old are you now, Chris? 27?
26, but I'll be 27 my next birthday.
I'm a clairvoyant. I knew you would be.
All right, what are you thinking here, Mark?
I'm thinking run the table and get a rack on the board because I don't want Toston getting on the hill. I mean, you've got to say solids, haven't you? No, he's going stripes. There you go. That's why you're in the booth as an analyst, and I'm here just to ask the questions and hopefully try and keep it entertaining between racks.
I like that shot, but we got to navigate the 11 ball, maybe off the 3. But you don't want to really do that because the 3 will go towards that 9 and maybe make it weird. So you have to really be careful on where you go here. Don't get stuck on that 6.
Maybe take the 14 now instead. Oh, he's okay. He can still cue it okay.
Yeah, very interesting layout here. Doesn't seem to be looking his way, but I'm really interested to see how he develops this 11 ball. He might go rail first off that 3 in the pocket, which is the only way to really shoot it. But I'm just wondering about where he's going to leave the cue ball after. You really have to just focus on the pot and not focus on the cue ball in this instance.
One result to bring you guys. Conrad Musician was on a mission. He's won 8-2 over Zaman Kural, his fellow Pole. Darren Appleton is level 3-3 with Ruben Bautista, as is Dennis Grabet and Woo Kun Lin.
You got a little flat on this ball, Mark. He might draw in between the 4 and the 6. And come all the way down this bottom rail for the 10, then the 8 and the side. But I think he also might just stun to the slightly past the middle of the table and take the cut on the 10. See how he feels. Got fortunate there that the cue ball didn't go on the side or didn't get stuck there. Played with fire there, but didn't get burned.
Chance here to finally break again and see if he can get the break working. I'm sure he's watching where Toston was breaking from. Maybe he'll try to replicate that same break.
Oh no.
Has he done it
Don't
again?
tell me he's
Lost
gonna have
position.
to jump this.
He's taking it in the corner, Chris. So this is very, very missable. Now remember, the last time he had a chance was on an 8 ball, a thin one, which he missed into this bottom right-hand corner. Top left, he's missed it by a long way. Well, look at that frustration. Punches the table.
Okay, Mark, this might be bad timing, but I might take a break if I were Mario at this point.
Yeah, I think he's on tilt.
Yes. Hindsight is 2020. What's happening here, Monk?
Can he get through to the one? Can he just play the one with a bit of left? I think he can.
Well, the ref said something to Thorson. Do you know what words were exchanged there?
I think he was just warning the 10 seconds, and then Toston maybe said extension, because it's a manual stopwatch that he's using, so he would warn the players at 10 seconds. That's my only guess.
Yeah, you can only feel for Mario He right now, having 3 big opportunities and then not capitalizing at the end. Kind of tough.
I just think Mario has had such a poor run in tournaments just recently. I just think his confidence is at an all-time low. And it's something that I've never really understood. Such a good player, and yet still suffers from lack of confidence, as we all do, you know, in whatever walk of life, Chris. We stroll, pressure, and lack of confidence. It's the worst thing you can have, because it makes even the best in the world look very, very ordinary. So on the hill, Toston, Hohmann, surely Mario now needs to go and have a little break, if only to run some cold water on that fist that must be hurting him. The way he punched that rail, you do feel for him.
Well, that just shows you how tough these Apex Predator tables are. They're sturdy and they'll last. There you go.
Yeah, metal frame, of course, aren't they? So it would take more than a He-Man to bust them. They're He-Man proof. There's your next tagline, Predator. He-Man proof. Let's just give you
metal
a few
frame.
Others. Yeah. Latest scores. Chang Jung-Lin, former world 8-ball champion. He actually held this title for 10 years, didn't he? Because there wasn't a world 8-ball. It was revived by Predator, and he came back as the reigning champion. I think it was from 2010. Might have been 2012. He's 2-2 at the moment with Daniel Guttenberger. Fortunski 2-2 also. Roman Hebler 4-2 up on Jose Diaz. Back to this one. It's Toston breaking yet again. Can he make a ball and park that cue ball? He certainly can.
Wow. If everything goes the way it seems, looks like it'll be an 8-1 scoreline. And Mario's going to regret a few decisions here, a few missed 8 balls, but overall, Thorstman's been playing amazing. He's been breaking the best I've seen in the tournament so far.
Just to remind you guys, coming up after this match, Margaret Fefalova-Steyer is up against Kelly Fisher. That's on this table, 5 p.m. local time. I will be in the booth for that one, not with Mr. Reinhold, but Eric Hollefson will be joining me. Chris, you can go to bed and enjoy the rest of your night, mate.
I'm probably going to go play some pool. It's only 10 o'clock here.
What's the... Oh, is it 10 p.m.?
Yep.
How far is your local pool hall, Chris?
I have one 5 minutes away and one 7 minutes away.
Well, which one are you going to go to? Is that running or in the car?
Running would be about maybe 30 minutes. Good shot there from Thorsten.
Held it well, didn't he? I think he's out, isn't he?
Doesn't have to try to force things here. Just kind of roll forward with the 7. Take what you can on the 2 ball here, and then pop out for the 3, most likely.
I think Mario's only choice from here is to stay and support his very good friend Albin Ocean, who's still going strong. Had that win over Darren Appleton yesterday.
Good stroke
Wow,
there.
what a performance, Chris. And you were talking about it. Excellent break. He's been breaking with made balls almost every break, even on the first one when he didn't because he scratched. But from then on, it was, well, what a performance from Toston. Hohmann beating Mario He by 8 racks to 1, and he moves on. And unfortunately, it's time for the Panda to go and have a lay down. Thank you so much for joining me in the booth, Chris Reinhold. It's been a pleasure. As it is always, I'm back at 5 p.m. local time. It's Kelly Fisher against Margaret Fefilova-Steyer. Say goodbye, Chris.
Thank you, everyone, for watching.